everyone, welcome to Bring the Love Back. Before I start today's episode, I just wanted to say to you that thank you for your patience. I started this podcast a year ago and life got in the way. Life's been life and lots of things going on. So I had to take a step back. I launched it again a month ago and I've been busy recording, but it was important for me to have today's episode for my first episode because it explains a bit more about this journey and why it started and why it's so important to me. So I hope that it resonates with you all, and thank you once again for your support. So today's episode is all about children and dealing with a sick parent and how it can impact on their life, physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, in all aspects. And I want to ask my daughters how they felt during looking after me and what impacted on them, and if there's any tips and advice that they can share, because I'm sure there's a lot of people going through similar things. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my daughters, Ashley and Freya. Hi. Hiya guys, welcome for coming on. I'm so grateful that you took the time to sit there and talk about this today, because I know it impacted you massively and it's a big thing to talk about. But hopefully if there's anyone going through a similar thing out there, then this may help them. So really appreciate you girls.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for coming. What I wanted to start by saying is, for those of you who don't know, I'll just give you a little bit of insight. In 2021, I had breast cancer, and it was quite a massive shock for me at the time, but I wanted to protect my kids from it. But unfortunately, I had to tell them, because we've always had this honesty
Yeah,
policy,
definitely.
haven't we, where we are so open about everything, and they're able to share with me their views. So I told them, and it affected you quite differently, didn't it? I remember your reactions. Can you just talk a little bit about how it affected you hearing that news, and first and foremost, like how you reacted to it?
Yeah, I remember at the time when you told us, you sat us down in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember you saying it like you never expect something like that to happen to like someone that you know or your family, or do you know what I mean? Like someone that you know. And obviously when you told us that news, I was literally, because me and my mum were so close, like we're very, very close. I'm a firstborn as well. And I remember just screaming, crying. I remember going to sleep that night, like I could feel a pain in my stomach. It was horrendous. It was just, I felt like a loss. Like I've never really lost someone so close to me, but that's how it felt. Like, do you know that pain, like where your heart, that heartbroken pain, like it was horrible. Like I could feel it in my stomach, and then yeah. So then obviously that night I was just crying. It was horrible, and then the next day I just thought, no, like we're gonna get through it, and then we just have to like come up with a plan and keep our minds positive, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I just know, well, when I heard it, I was quite so we've got four sisters. You and Chanel,
Yeah.
were like automatically like felt it. But for me and my other sister Leah, it kind of took, like I had to take a step back. I don't know, I just kind of like shut down a little bit in that moment. And then later after I felt it, like I just felt it in my own time though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've processed it differently, and then like I cried, but after everyone had gone to bed and that. But yeah, it was a shock to the system, like you said before. Like obviously, like it's something that's like traumatic, and you wouldn't expect to hear it. When you said you had news, I weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
No, same. You were
Because
quite numb, weren't you? You were like silent, really.
yeah. I just weren't expecting it. Didn't know, I was shocked. Didn't know how to like deal with it that moment in time. Because
Yeah.
actually, when you said you had news, I weren't thinking like, oh, I didn't think it'd be about your health. I think everyone gets health scares from the family. Like if it's like something that's like proper, because your health's important, like one of the
Yeah,
most
definitely.
significant things. And if you say that there's something wrong with your health or someone close to you, it's just proper like deep. Like
Yeah, I understand. I remember that day, like it was yesterday. and it was quite significant, the different reactions. So I was
Mm.
quite worried about you, Freya, and Leah, because you both just went silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that time, because you were only young then as well, you were very young. You was what,
How old was she?
13, 14?
I think it was 13 when I found out, I think.
Yeah, that was years ago now, wasn't it?
It seems
Mhm,
like
mhm.
years ago, but I just remember how much impact I can imagine that. It must, like, obviously it impacts on everybody differently, but I
Yeah.
can imagine having such a responsibility for such young people. It must have changed your life in a big way. Can you
Yeah.
explain how it impacted on your life?
Well, it made me more responsible. Not to say that the situation or the was ever like, because obviously I hated that it happened in the first place, but it helped me grow up a lot,
Yeah,
because I
definitely.
had to grow up, because obviously we had to, me and you mainly had to be the carers. So yeah, it drew us closer together, but it was big responsibility, and it did take a toll on me in many aspects of my life, like socially. I didn't
Yeah.
really want to leave the house that much. And then in school and that, I was just like, please don't speak to me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you
No,
didn't
definitely
share.
understandable.
Sorry, yes.
No, it's okay.
I remember you didn't share a lot at the time. So you kind of internalized. What was your coping strategies? Because you did a lot of the girls, these two especially, because the others actually couldn't deal with it as much. They kind of shut down. But these two, like, for the daily care, were like really involved. So, and what, like, obviously, how did you, like, what coping strategies did you put in place for, like, dealing with it? Because you obviously didn't talk to me. And I know you didn't really, did you express yourself to Ashley? Did you have a kind of thing going on between you to share the burden? Like, how did that work?
Well, I mean, I think I was definitely more open with Ashley, but
Yeah,
then
definitely.
between, when it comes to like opening up, I'd either just keep it to myself and deal with it the way I deal with it, like, because I like to take my mind off things. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but like when there's something going on, I like focusing on something else, like watching a film, for example, because that's just like, I feel like I'm in a like different universe, and I will just get indulged with the film, so, or listening to my music or anything like that. So I definitely coped through that way. And then also talking to you and going on late night drives and that, it was nice
Yeah,
to
we
do
did do those. Yeah.
all the time. Be like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're just going out there and be like 3 hours just driving around
Yeah.
talking.
You used to go, Mum, what do you want for your tea? We're going to something.
Yeah.
I think it was Dope Dinners was a place that you used to love, that, like,
Yeah,
there
at the
wasn't it? So
time,
she used to
yeah.
go, do you want these prawns? Mum, I'll be back in a minute. 3 hours later, they haven't seen them. That was their escapism. Like, what about you, Ashley? What was your coping strategies?
I feel like obviously after that happened, I was very like, as you know, like I think I'll develop like health anxiety, like because before, not saying that like health weren't important, because it was, because we were always on things like eating healthy and things like that, but like I feel like it just became very real to me then, and then it just became very real, and so I've got something going on with myself as well at the time, which was a bit another story, but yeah, so I think my coping strategies were just the way I usually cope, just to like deal with the problem in front of me. That's how I am, very like solution based. So just like, this is what we need to do. We need to keep this mindset, and we need to actually deal with the problem. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not as like empathetic, I'd say, as you, really, or like
Yeah.
emotion. I'm sensitive, but I'm not really as emotional as you.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
more like a bit like a robot, like not a robot, but like something will happen. I'll be like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we're gonna deal with it.
I think it's a
Moving
good
forward, so
balance,
You're more
though. 'Cause
action based. Sorry. Go on. I was just
yeah,
gonna say, you're more action based. Like, I'll indulge in the emotions of it, but you're like, okay, this is a problem. There's a solution. That's what I'm going to be doing. Like, do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Although you'll feel, you won't get dwell in it or anything like that.
No, I can't let myself dwell on it for too long.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a good, we make a good team, really, and I'm really
Yeah.
fortunate to have such like 4 amazing daughters and 2 amazing stepsons and my gorgeous grandkids, because as a family, everyone's got their own different role, and we're quite open and talk about things. That's why the girls have been able to come on today, But I just wanted to, because obviously there's people out there who are going through similar circumstances, and I wanted the girls to mainly share how, like, be vulnerable and share how they did cope and any recommendations that they can give to people. Now, I know you asked, you were going through your own, the day I started my chemo, she found out her own health scare. Are you happy to talk about that or?
Yeah, I'm fine to talk about it. I'd say coping strategies. What do you mean? Like, tell them what it is?
Yeah, basically. So yeah. Deflection. I want to talk about it. But
Obviously this video is not about that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but obviously I've got lymphoma. It's under watch and wait, like it's fine. Like I'm like very content with it. I'm very fine. I feel my mum's more affected by it than me. But so obviously that came out once, so that was like a double whammy. I remember telling my mum.
Oh my days.
I was crying like
No, we're
stuttering.
laughing now, but it was like traumatic in the moment. But well, Ashley's like, I've got something to tell you. And Mum was like, what? And then Ashley told her, and Mum went, oh, no.
I was crying, and everyone, and we just all went silent at the moment. We were going like, but anyway, back to the point. I'd just say like we really became like close with God. I'd say
Definitely.
spirituality. My mum does a lot of journaling, which for me, I'm not really. I've tried it, but it's not really something that I more like go over things in my head. So I suppose it's journaling, but like in my head, like deep thinking, meditation, just like dealing with your problem. Like for me, what I'll do is I'll actually deal with my emotion, understand why I'm feeling it, but then I won't let myself dwell because I feel like that's what causes like depression and things like that. So I'll let myself really feel the emotion, and then I'll be like, okay, and then move forward. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like it's important not to hold emotions and like deflect and act like it's not happening, because I feel like you did that maybe at first, and that's why like you had a big like meltdown, isn't it? Like a burnout.
Yeah, it's true, very true. Like you have to be able to like, if not talk, then deal with your emotions in a different way to like to basically take it out of your body, because that trauma and that like negative feeling builds and then it gets bigger and bigger. So it's important to like let it out basically of your body, because that's what also can cause illness.
Yeah, I'd like to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
In my case, I've been through a lot during, not everyone goes through a lot, but my way of dealing with it was to wear the mask, put my makeup on, step out and show the world that I'm okay. But I was building all this emotion inside of me, and energy can get trapped inside the body, and if it's got no way of releasing or coming out, then that's how it can show itself in a form of illness. Not to undermine smoking and drinking and not eating well and stress and all the effects they can have on the body, but I feel in my case, it was a lot to do with this trapped emotion for years and years and years of trauma, just stuck in my body. And that's why it's important that I encourage my children to let it out, share, be authentic, be open, and even if it hurts, just speak your truth, because let it come out rather than keeping it in. Not to dwell on it, but just by releasing it. So you've really got a good point with what you were saying there, Fred.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Because you did do that a lot. Like I remember even when you first found out you were sick, you were painting your whole house, and every mum started painting the house. When you found out you were sick, because I thought like you're just very like, I feel like that's your way, like you're very action based, but I feel like lately we've definitely learned a lot more to, not to say not be productive, because obviously that is a good thing in some ways, but
sorry, I've just made a realization. Yous are obviously similar anyway, but you are also action based, but not in the I don't want to say right way, but not in the like way that would help. Probably, because you take the action, but you're taking action to the problem. Mum takes an action towards the house.
Deflecting.
I am a big deflector, because so it's, as Ashley said before, I journal, so I get it all out. I don't like impacting on these because they've been through a lot as well. So I kind of get it out my head and onto paper, and then it's gone. But then sometimes I lack balance massively. At the moment, I'm trying to build a business, trying to build this podcast. I've got obviously be a mum, be a grandma, be a daughter, be all them things, but I'm finding it difficult to maintain balance.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my own patterns of behaviour and how what's going on, because obviously something needs to change, because I don't want to fall into the old ways that I was before, and also I don't want to pass it on to these. So these are my biggest teachers, though. They point out things, you see things that I don't even see that I do. But
Mm.
it's just about finding that balance and not
Yeah.
asking yourself, okay, yes, it's good to go and paint the house and decorate and be like passionate about them things, but what is the reason that you're doing it? Are you doing it because you want to, or are you doing it as a form
Like
of
to
deflection?
deflect. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, it's true. But I feel like you've got a lot better lately. That what my mum has just said though, which I want to like elaborate on, is balance is important. I think
Mhm,
Yeah.
100%.
finding the balance, definitely. Like because obviously you've got to still like that social life, like you said, your social life was impacted. You've got to maintain like things that actually make you happy
Yeah,
as well.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So
100.
balance is definitely important.
So how do you girls find your balance, and what advice would you give to anyone who's actually going through a similar thing to what you went through about? I'll ask you that question first, and then I'll come back with the next one.
You go first.
Advice to other people.
Yes.
I think I said it before. I feel like I'd just say, obviously, everyone's different. You've got to find what works for you. For me, like, cause my mum, for hers more journaling. I'm more like deep think, but I feel like moments of silence each day, like reflecting, always reflect on what you're doing.
Mhm.
Don't make anything too out of reach. So, like, obviously, like, have your goals and things that you want to work on and stuff, but don't make it like too out of reach. So, like, do little steps each day. If you know that you massively like deflect and sort of pay the house and all that, maybe like each day just be like, okay, today I'm gonna like sit for 5 minutes and just actually think and
Yeah. And then
reflect and
paint
try
the
and
house.
assess how I feel. Yeah, exactly.
Pick one room instead of 10.
And if you and if you think, okay, like I don't know, I want to start walking more because it helps me think or clear my mind and stuff. Like
Mhm.
start thinking, okay, I'm gonna walk the dog that around the block today, and then like you know like then build on it.
Yeah,
Don't like
definitely.
make you go like things that you need to work on too overwhelming, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's when you shut down again, do you know what I mean? Yeah, and just look into yourself, connect with God, speak to God, pray,
Massive.
get in tune with yourself, get aligned with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the advice I would give. That's what's helped me anyway. But it's a journey. Also understand it's a journey. So it
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, definitely. It's about building and growing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always, life is a journey. No, it's always continuing, and you are
Yeah.
changing every day. I'm a different person than I was last year. As a you, life is always continuing to change and grow, and you taught things, and you brought people, situations to teach you and make you grow.
Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, notice the good things you've done. Although it's good
Yeah.
to assess like what you could do better. Like, don't be hard on yourself. Like you said, don't overwhelm yourself with things. Like, just say, okay, I could do that better, but you know what? I've done this well. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
Take a minute to
Important.
appreciate yourself as well. So all beings, you know what I mean? I was gonna say, for me, advice would be honest with the people around you. Like,
Mm.
and if you need time to yourself or you want time to be with other people, if that's how you cope, because I like being on my own personally, but if you want to take a minute for yourself, then just be honest and be like, okay, I just want to go be on my own for a little bit now, and then I'll come back to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just could be completely transparent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I feel like we've also learned about like energies and how our energies like because sometimes we can like drain each other. So like understanding it's again balance, like understanding, okay, we're gonna be like not obviously we're positive with each other and stuff as well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
understanding, okay, like now I need to take time for myself. Just self-love really, isn't it?
That was a
Yeah.
big journey, wasn't it, for
Yeah.
us? Because we, especially me and you, because me and Freya are very alike. So we both like our individual space, we both like time alone, we can both like sit in silence for hours. But the thing is, me and Ashley are like very similar as well, so we clashed
Yeah,
a lot, and it's been a journey, hasn't it, understanding each other
definitely.
and how to respect each other and give each other that space.
Yeah, and boundaries, really.
And boundaries, set
Yeah.
boundaries, set boundaries
Mm.
is a big one. What I would add to the advice from the girls is find your passion,
Yeah.
because it's heavy, and although you want to look after your loved one, finding something that you are passionate about to take you out of the situation and give you that time to just focus on you is so important, because it will make everything so much more easier and balanced and longevity, so you don't come to breaking point because it's all
Yeah.
too much on you.
Mm.
Yeah,
I hear
I
ya.
feel like also just being like present and intentional and
Mhm.
mindful
Yes.
is important as well. Like just learning to like be like in the moment and not, because I feel like, because I said, as I said before, like I feel like since this I suffer with like health anxiety, but I feel like what helps me is to like just be in the moment and not like be in the present or the past, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And just being, trying to be as mindful as you can each day,
Mm.
really.
Yeah, there's a saying, isn't there? The past is depression and the future is anxiety.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we try and be conscious. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be just like smiling away at the girls, looking at them and be like, weirdo, what are you looking at? But I'm just having a love and appreciation for them in that moment, and just watching them relate with each other.
Mm.
It brings me so much joy. I go, wow, like they're mine. Like it's overwhelming sometimes, but them little present moments like light you up from inside.
Yeah, definitely.
So the next question is, would you have done anything differently to what you done during that time? If you had the choice to go back, would you change
That's a deep,
anything?
that's a quite a, that's a deep
Well,
question, that.
It is. It really
It
is.
is, isn't it?
Right. No, because it's made me who I am.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. So it'll actually help me, and I think it's a process of, because I wouldn't be the same person as I am today. Probably wouldn't be as self-aware and as close to you as I was if we didn't have all of them precious experiences, and even the bad ones as well. Do you know what I mean? It all shapes you. Everything happens for a reason. But on the flip side, advice to me younger self would probably be like, don't be so scared to be like open and honest, and just really like get in tune with yourself and your emotions. Don't shut yourself down, because I did seem to do that a lot. Like I did just shut off, but it was in a way like I could feel myself shutting off, but I didn't do anything about it. I probably didn't know enough to change it, but I also I just kind of dwelled right in there for like at least like months of the time. Do you know what I mean? And I was young as well then, but yeah.
Yeah. As Freya said, like, I don't think I'd change anything, because I feel like it's made me who I am. I feel like I'm quite self-aware like, I realize a lot of people are not self-aware. So I feel like the experience that we've had, like, as a family, has made us self-aware, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know there's things I
100%.
still need to work on, and I'm not where I want to be yet in my journey and stuff, but I think everything happens for a reason.
100%.
So I would have said just be like try to be a bit more like empathetic to the situations, maybe. Really, but
I don't know
it's
if
hard to change. Not really what I'm like.
wouldn't that be where the other
I know. I am empathetic in ways of like, I'll always show up. I'm always there, like, for
Yeah.
you regardless.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like if Freya's crying or something, I won't.
You're quite empathetic. Oh, it depends.
Do you think I'm empathetic to you?
Yeah, I think she's sweet, but she's like, oh, well, no, but you are kind of, you're a bit more empathetic with me. But if mum's crying, you'd be like, mum be like, oh no, I just can't do it. And then mum, yeah, then Ashley goes, we'll do it then. What do you mean? Do it. what do you mean? And then it's like, you're not being very sensitive, and then Ashley's just like, no, but you just need to do it, don't you, really? And she's just very intense, but yeah, I didn't think you lack, like, I don't know.
No, I think
I'm
you
not
do
like the
have
most empathetic
empathy,
person
but in a
world.
different way. And sometimes I
Yeah.
think that you need that harsh love as well.
Yeah,
that's
Especially
definitely
me, because I'm so emotional. I'm such an emotional being, and I'm also an empath, so I feel everything. Sometimes I get really drained. Sometimes I need to be just like brought back
Yeah,
into
you
the
need that
moment.
balance.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
balance is a
Yeah.
nice balance.
yeah, I hear you.
Whereas I think from me, you learn to be more empathetic.
Yeah, like
'Cause you
I'm
do.
definitely learning. Like it's
Yeah.
emotional intelligence as well. Like you can't deal with each person the same, so I need to deal with you more
100%.
like in a diplomatic way than I would with you, for example. That's probably why I find it easier to be empathetic with you because you're not as emotional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
your emotional intelligence has grown massively, and as mine as a mum, understanding your kids and knowing to treat them all differently because they've all got their own unique ways, and rewarding them for the good stuff that they do and not picking out the bad traits. Because I can honestly say that I've been guilty of that in the past, where I've like literally something's annoyed me and I'd be picking on that instead of actually seeing the good that you do, especially during that time
Yeah, it was a lot
of my
hard.
treatment. I was absolutely horrible. I'm not gonna lie. Chemo done something to me where I turned into the Incredible Hulk. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why I got a green top on today. Like literally, busting out my clothes. I was horrible, and I'm sorry for that, girls, because you know what? Your resilience and strength during that time was amazing, because I know I wasn't an easy patient. I was such a diva. Oh, I'm sick.
Yeah.
I need water. I need to massage my feet. No, it wasn't that bad anyway. I was a bad patient.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, yeah.
Moving on swiftly. Yeah, so I think that as a whole, you have, it's actually been, I always say, and I don't want to offend anyone who's lost anyone to cancer or anyone who's going through it at the moment. I've just lost my stepdad to cancer. So it's quite like it's something that we're familiar with. Don't want to offend anyone when I say this, but to me personally, and for our family, cancer was a blessing. It was a wake-up call. It was God's way of slowing me down and getting in tune with him, and also in tune with myself.
Yeah.
And it's brought our family much closer. And it's like, I'm so proud of my daughters and the young adults that they developed into through all the struggles that they've been through. So for us, it was a blessing. It wasn't a curse. And it's also led me here to be able, hopefully this reaches someone who it can help. And that's what life's about, isn't it? It's about passing on that love. So in my eyes, I'm grateful.
Yeah,
And I'm
me too.
blessed.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Everything happens for a reason, doesn't it, really? So
Very true.
you got to see the positive in every situation.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's part of a journey, isn't it? The
Mm.
one thing I would say to young adults having to deal with it, and who are carers as well, is to obviously be open and be expressive, but also to not take it on board as yours. Having been through a similar situation, I'm sure the girls can also vouch for this, as sometimes we feel guilty because our parents are suffering or something's happened to them, but everyone is in control of their own lives, and you can't take it on like it's yours. Although you can still have that empathy and care and love, you can't fix anybody. And acceptance is key to healing.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah, definitely.
It comes back to that balance, really, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Like, okay, like I can I can deal with what you're telling me, but when I come out of it, let me actually come out of it, because for
Yeah,
me, I was still thinking about it. I was like, oh, how can I help this? And then
yeah,
it's a draining process, really. Like, sometimes you just need to take a step back for yourself and actually take the step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because as a
very true.
parent, you want your kids to have a life, have fun, not be a burden on them. So mother to daughter speaking, and probably for all the mums out there, what we want as mums for you to live authentically and be yourself and enjoy your life and not take us on as a burden. It's not yours to carry. So that's the biggest piece of advice that I think we could all give.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Any
I
final
agree.
words and advice you want to give?
No, can I go now? No.
I had to pay her £100 a year. Really did.
No, just genuinely, as everyone said, balance, like
Mm,
really just be in tune with yourself, align with yourself, admire,
mindful.
yeah, admire all the good stuff that you do as well, yeah.
Oh yeah, 'cause you know what? Before we go, can you just elaborate on that point? That's a very, very good point of mine. All the good stuff that you do. Just elaborate a little bit more on that, please.
So when I say admire all the good stuff you do, I just don't think it's healthy and also not fair to yourself to be putting yourself in like this little box of negativity, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, you know what, like, and it's do you know what the weird thing about it is, that it's so easy to say bad things about yourself and not actually see the good, because there's so much good, and then it turns into a spiral, because when other people are complimenting you for the good that you don't see yourself as, it's like, oh well, what, really, do you reckon?
Yeah, like you didn't believe it.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
see, so that's what I'm saying. Like, actually look at yourself in the mirror, wake up and right in the mirror, be like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
love
that,
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, girl. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what you put out there, positive words, negative words is what you're gonna receive back. That's a
True.
big like thing. You've got like affirmations. We say affirmations and stuff, don't we? So, like, if you're waking up every day negative, 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 your life is gonna be negative.
True. And
Even though
everything
it's
around
hard to
you.
like retrain your mind, it's not easy. It's hard,
Mhm.
but you've got to really, because
I
you're in control
love-
of your own destiny.
True.
Really.
I love what you have said there, girls. That was like massively impactful. Like that self-love is paramount, and it's a battle every day. You have to tell yourself these things, and eventually your mind believes it. What a lovely note to end on.
Yeah, definitely.
That was gorgeous, Freya. Thank you for that insight.
It's you too, Ash.
Thank you.
So just before you go, I hope this story helps you in some way, resonates with you in some way. If it doesn't, just take what does resonate with you and leave whatever doesn't. If there's any of you out there who have been through a journey or something that's impacted you in your life and you want to talk about it, please feel free to get in touch with me. I have got Instagram at Bring the Love Back, Facebook, Bring the Love Back, YouTube, Bring the Love Back, and also you can reach out to me on my business email, which is serenitylifepathways.co.uk. Thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate your time. Hope you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Stay above the ground, above the clouds, above it all, yes, Lord. See, I got a lot of searching and the growth I came for. Now listen up, listen. You think it's rough, it only gets harder. I learn to love my struggle day to day. Your pride is my shoulders. I let it broaden my perspective and my hectic lifestyle. However they want to mold the shape, but try to profile. Look, I accept my happiness with open arms. That's new to me. I used to pave the way for certain harm. My new edition can relate. Whole nother level now. I focus and I concentrate on getting issues figured out. Leave your demons where you found them. Fuck your bullshit. I'm living drama free. No worries of that nonsense. Cause I